You have been trading pocket options for a while now, and there is a specific moment most traders never reach. Not a lucky streak, not one big winning trade. The moment you close a full week in the green, Monday through Friday, consistent, without breaking your rules once. You click this video because you want that week. Or maybe you just had it for the very first time, and you are trying to understand what just happened to you. Because something did happen, something changed inside you, and it was not in your account balance. I am Austin. I have traded binary options for 7 years. And I need to tell you what most channels will not. The strategy is not the hard part of trading. Learning support and resistance. Traders figure that out fast. Reading candlestick patterns and entry timing, all of that is learnable. What breaks traders has nothing to do with the charts. Before that first consistent week, most traders operate from desperation. Every trade on pocket option feels like a small emergency. You are not analyzing the market, you are negotiating with it. Please, just go up. I need this one to work. That is not trading. That is praying at a screen. Here is the fact that will explain every bad loss you have had. When cortisol spikes, your brain loses 30% of its decision accuracy. Every trader in drawdown has cortisol flooding through their brain. Every panic trade you ever made, your brain was chemically impaired. Not a character flaw, brain chemistry. That is the real truth. This is why 80% of traders blow their very first account. Not bad strategy, bad neuroscience. That is the actual reason. I once lost $400 in a single session and reached for more, hands shaking, reaching for the mouse to win it all back. I was not thinking about my setup or my system at all. I was thinking, win 3 trades and I break even. That is the math of someone sitting at a slot machine, not a trader, a gambler trying to escape the losing streak. The chart does not care about your rent payment. The candlestick has no idea you have been down all week. And this emotional negotiation with the market, it only compounds. Every bad trade feeds the next one. The spiral tightens. 3 bad days. You are playing bigger to recover faster. 4 bad days. Now you have broken every risk management rule. 5 bad days. You sit down Monday, ready to war with the chart. That war is unwinnable. The market has infinite patience. You do not. Here is the statistic that should make you stop cold. Traders in recovery mode make 3 times more bad decisions than normal. The very thing driving you to win is what makes you lose. So what actually breaks this cycle once and for all? Not a better indicator, not switching to a different broker. One thing breaks it. The first consistent week. Not a perfect week, a disciplined week. Those are completely different. After that week, 5 specific things change inside every trader. Here's what changes first inside every trader who makes it. Your relationship with the very next trade completely transforms. Before, every trade on pocket option felt like the trade, the one that would change everything if you just win it. After, you understand that trading is a statistical game. Across hundreds of trades, no single outcome matters that much. This sounds obvious. It is enormous in actual practice. It removes the emotional charge from every single decision you make. You stop gambling on each trade and start playing the system. The shift does not feel dramatic. It feels like relief. The second thing that changes, you actually start to wait. Before, you watched the pocket option chart like it owed you something. You were trying to will the candle to move in your direction. After, you wait. Genuinely wait. Like a predator watching a field. Elite athletes describe time slowing down before key moments. They see more detail. They feel calmer. They process faster. Experienced traders describe exactly the same thing after their breakthrough. The chart starts telling you things it did not before. Not because the chart changed, because your nervous system did. Patience is not a personality trait. It is a trained state. The third shift surprised me most after my own breakthrough week. I stopped being afraid of the red trades. Before, a loss felt like proof I was bad at this. Each red trade was evidence that I should probably quit trading. After, a loss is just data, nothing more than data. It tells me about market conditions during that specific session, about my entry timing, about where my system works best. I could look at minus $75 and think, what does this teach me? That is the difference between an amateur and a professional trader. Not the win rate, the loss relationship. That is what separates them. Quick pause. If you are working toward that first week right now, I share my exact daily trading process in my Telegram channel. Journal templates, live setups, real-time decisions. Follow at Easy Austin. The fourth shift changes how you see the entire game of trading. Before, you were always trying to predict what the market would do. After, you stop predicting. You start reacting to what is actually real. This sounds strange because every channel tells you to predict moves. Use this indicator, catch this move, call the direction right. But after your first consistent week, something quiet happens inside you. Nobody predicts the market. The ones winning are not better predictors. They are better at responding to what is actually happening right now. If this pattern appears, then I take this specific trade. No emotion in the decision. No negotiation with the chart at all. Just a system. Apply the exact same way every single time. Consistency in process is what creates consistency in your results. The fifth shift will protect your account more than any indicator. Before that first consistent week, you were always in recovery mode. After, you flip into something completely different, protection mode. Recovery mode and protection mode are not different degrees of the same thing. They are fundamentally opposite states that produce fundamentally opposite decisions. Recovery mode means add more trades to get it back. Increase your position size. Stay at the screen longer. Protection mode means fewer trades, strict size limits. Walk away at a set time, regardless of your results. Same market, completely different decisions, completely different outcomes. Here's the brutal truth most traders do not want. Your discipline ceiling is set by your emotional state. And your emotional state is set by whether you have a streak to protect. In recovery mode, you make decisions that destroy the account. The very account you are desperately trying to save. In protection mode, you make decisions that compound your gains. Same account, different mind. Completely different trajectory from here. This is not motivation. This is brain science applied to trading. Your brain in loss mode is physically less capable of good decisions. Research on stress cognition makes this completely clear and measurable. The effect is real. It is not a mindset issue. So how do you engineer that first consistent week deliberately? Because it does not happen by accident. You build it. Step 1, shrink your position size until a loss feels like nothing. Not nothing in your account, nothing in your nervous system. When a loss does not upset you, your brain works at full power. This is the entire foundation. Everything else builds on top of this. Step 2, define the week in full before Monday arrives. Not just what you will trade, what you will absolutely not trade. Maximum daily trades, maximum loss threshold, hard stop time, written down. Print it. Put it next to your monitor. Read it daily. Step 3, treat every trade result as data, not as judgment. The trade is not a verdict on your intelligence or worth. It is one data point in a series of hundreds more. Separate the result from your identity completely and permanently. This cognitive shift sounds small. It is the entire game. Step 4, find one person already on the other side of this shift. Someone who closed their first consistent week and kept going after. Making this shift in complete isolation is unnecessarily and painfully hard. You need someone to tell you this experience is completely normal. What you are experiencing right now, every trader has felt this. The confusion, the frustration, the almost breakthrough that keeps slipping away. All of it normal. All of it part of the actual process. You do not need a guru. You need a reference point. One person on the other side changes the entire journey for you. The shift itself does not announce itself with a thunderclap moment. You will not wake up one Friday transformed and brand new. One Friday you will simply close the week and notice something. The volume turned down. The market feels quieter somehow because you stop fighting what you cannot control. 7 years of trading taught me one thing above all others. The market does not transform traders. The first consistent week does. Not because of the money, because of what you discover about yourself. If you want my exact framework for getting to that first week, pre-trade checklist, loss protocol, journal system, follow Easy Austin on Telegram.